Howdy, Croven here with the Drone Bay once again, and we have another Capsuleer Day 21 video for you. This time we're going to be going into one of the abyssal filaments for the Relic sites, and to do that we're going to be taking along the Astero. Now there's nothing particularly special about this fit as far as this site goes. It's a slight modification on the fit that I've been using to run both the Relic sites in K-Space as well as the combat anomalies in K-Space. And I might do a video on that, but I need to get far enough away from JITA that it would be easy to actually find some sites. Basically, the major things here are the Relic Analyzer. I've got a Tech 2, the Cargo Scanner, and then some prop mods to get back and forth between cans. So I'm not going to be doing the Tier 1 or the Tier 2 because, frankly, even though I'm pretty bad at the hacking minigame, I can fully clear both of those sites in the 30 minutes that they give you to do so. So we're going to up the ante a little bit and run a Tier 3, the Annihilated Electrical Filament. So what happens is it'll pull you into the Abyssal Dead Space pocket, and you get 30 minutes to try to scan out and hack out as much stuff as you can. Now, unlike the combat anomaly, you can leave whenever you want. So it's worth it to pick and choose some cans. Like I said, the hacking minigame is not my strong suit, so we'll see how this goes and how much I can pull out of this. All right, and we have arrived at our bookmark here in JITA. As with the combat filaments, you can activate these in JITA. Also, like the combat filaments, you need to have your safety on yellow or red in order to activate them. And we'll give it a little move here so that we can actually activate it. And yeah, let's see. It's just even though it's a pretty low risk activity, since you can leave the pocket whenever you want, as of the evening of April 30th when I'm doing this, these filaments run about 300 mil. I managed to build mine from running previous sites and that sort of thing. I had to buy a few components, but I'd pulled the BPC out of another site, so it won't be out too much even if I don't do great here. So let's see what we got. All right. So the Edencom cans in all of the other sites have been worth doing. Oh yeah, there's a Genolution implant in that. Got one of those out of a different site. Let's see what's in that Zernitra wreck. Okay. Ooh. Man, these sites have a lot. All right, let's see how horrific the hacking game is going to be here. Well, that certainly helps matters. Like I said, I am really slow at this. Apologies if this is making you sad if you're good at this game. All right, here we go. It's a Capsuleer Day skin. That's a good one. All right, let's see what's in the Lashak. Or that's the Edencom. See what I mean? Pulse the micro warp drive there. And just looking around in here, I do kind of doubt that I'm going to be able to get everything in here. So the cargo scanner was probably a wise choice. Ooh, those are like the worst. Come on. Alright. See what else we got going on here. Ooh. These sites are brutal. Yep, should not have done that. Okay. Where is that core? That is an absolute godsend. Didn't matter though. Alright, so let me... This Lashak may not even be worth it. The bigger the ship, the more valuable the stuff. Typically. Hey, it's the core. Even a blind squirrel finds a nut. So, it may appear that, these cans, it's like, well, what do we... There's not a ton of good stuff in there. Look at the value. It's like 4 or 5 million in these cans. But it's always worth remembering for these event sites that the value of the event loot typically is not is zero, especially early in the event. So it's pretty deceptive. Earlier when I was checking the components to build the filaments were at least 100K or so. Some of them were 2 or 3 million a piece, and we're getting some big stacks of those components. So I think we're going to come out of this with a lot of loot. What I would really like is blueprint copies for more filaments, because the only way to get those BPCs is out of the event stuff. So let's actually take a moment here, consider our next move. Okay, what about you? That's got a BPC, but it's only for the tier 1, which is not... I've already got a few of those piled up in my hangar. Speed cloud. It's actually not just a speed cloud, it's also an inertia cloud. So you can just turn around and stop and slow down really fast. Oh yeah. Gotta kill that immediately. Alright, well, let's see if we can go around. Apparently not. Oh my gosh. These things just have it in for me today. Yep, something's in there that I want. It's not the core. That's the core. Do we have enough health? We do. Fun fact, I cannot see my abyssal countdown timer, but I'm pretty sure we've been in here about 15 minutes. I can't see it because of where the timer overlay is for my recording software. So that's fun. How many Zernitras we got left? Let's focus on the Zernitras. Maybe the Tower Vaults. And then we'll get out of here. Thought that might have been the core. It was not. Core down here somewhere? Yep. Alright, so we got a couple of Zernitras left. We can actually scan that one first. That's actually not great. Let's see what you got. It's fine. We'll do this one and then hit the Lashak. One thing worth noting is there are some interesting boosters that are particularly good for this, that are specific to this event. They're the Society of Conscious Thought boosters. One of them is an extension to the range of your Relic scanner. One of them is an increase in the virus strength, which is always good, obviously. Yeah, I was afraid of that. And we've kind of worked our way back around to the origin conduit, so we're okay on time. Don't like clicking on those mystery nodes most of the time. Yep, I was afraid of that. I might have just screwed myself again. Yep. We're just going to go ahead and fail that one. And scoot our way over to this Lashak. I think, oh, there is still one Zernitra, but that's okay. So we're just going to go home with our tail somewhat between our legs after a less than stellar showing on the hacking front. But still, I mean, a good amount of loot. Good amount of loot. We'll take a look once we get back to the station. Alright, so we are back at G244. So let's take a look. Sorry, I need to get rid of the blinky thing. There we go. Maybe. Anyway, so let's see what we got. This blueprint isn't worth that much. If we were to... Well, here, let's do it this way. And we scroll down to the bottom. Sell this item. Okay, so the buy orders are less. But still, good 50 mil there. This, however, look at that. 4 million a pop. Are they selling? Yeah. Actually, they're selling at a pretty decent clip, because these are what you need for the higher end filaments, I believe. Yeah. So this is what you need for the tier 3 and 4 filaments, and that's where all the good stuff is. So I don't think I'll be able to run either of the tier 3 or 4s in either case, so I might just make 120 million ISK off that. Speaking of, I got this guy, the Genolution Core Augmentation. So what these do, if you're not familiar, is they can be really annoying when people share fittings with you that have been wearing them. So I actually have another one, the CA1, that increases power grid and capacitor recharge. This one increases CPU and capacitor recharge. So, and then if you have both, or if you have the set, then it increases that. So it makes fitting things a lot easier. And we got your typical salvage. Pretty good Tech 2 salvage. And then we have the Anathema Capsuleer Day skin. Let's see what that looks like on my somewhat potato computer. Oh, that is nice. That is nice. And this character flies an Anathema. So even though those skins are listed at 200 mil, they're not selling for that. People are hitting the buy orders. So I think I'm keeping that. Let's just boink. All right, and it's mine. All right, and then every one of the Edencom cans in both the combat and the relic sites has one of these. The historic clothes, women's Capsuleer networker suit. What is that? Apparently it's worth a few mil. Though the prices on all this stuff is, all the cosmetics are going to be going down while the event's going. That's worth noting too. You know, these materials, this is what these cost now for people who want to get in early. It's going to go down. That's actually really nice. I think this character might... Yeah, she's got a little gun. Heck yeah, let's go. We're going to use that. All right. Though maybe not on this character. This character is all decked out in Garista's gear. So, yeah, that is just about it. I will probably spare you a lot of the terrible hacking, and maybe I'll just speed it up with some Benny Hill music in the background. But I, with my relative inability to do the hacking minigame, still came out pretty well on that site. So, and like I said, it's much lower risk. Virtually no risk barring like a computer, internet disconnection. So yeah, give it a shot. This event's great. There's a lot of cool stuff. Gotten a lot of fun cosmetics. Just got a really sweet skin for my Anathema, so I'm excited about that. And yeah, you can also check out the video that I have running a tier 2 combat site in a Vexer, and I made about 250 mil off that run as well. So until next time, I'm Croven for the Drone Bay. Fly deadly.